Hey there, all you cool cats and kittens. Welcome to another episode of the Age Groupies Podcast, part of the United WeCast Network. I'm Mike Ergo, and along with my co-host Lindsay and Hiken, we're here to talk to you about all things related to endurance sports from an amateur athlete perspective. Talk about how to have fun along the way and make our sports a little less intimidating. You can follow the show on Instagram at Age Groupies, join our Age Groupies page on Facebook, and look us up by name, Lindsay Hiken and Mike Ergo on Strava. If you have questions, comments, or topic ideas, feel free to email us, agegroupies@gmail.com. If you guys like the show, please leave us a rating and review on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. All right, guys, enjoy the episode. Let's get to it. There we go. I'm beginning to record. And you?
Yep. I'm recording.
Lindsay, what is up? How are you? Yeah, that good, huh?
Well,
that's that COVID sigh right there. That's the COVID live quarantine shelter in place sigh of.
So things are actually good. I can't complain. I'm healthy. I've started running a little bit again. I started riding my bike again. So a little bit close to home, and I have a job, so I'm still working. I'm working from home. I can pretty much do my whole job from home.
Yeah.
There's really nothing wrong.
Those are good things.
Yeah. It's a little, I'm ready to, I'm an extrovert. I'm ready to get with my peeps.
I am ready to go see people and have human interactions, look and laugh. I miss the human interaction. I've interacted a lot with my 3 and 6-year-old.
The same couple people, probably.
The same couple people. It's like, yep. Hello.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's what, for me, it's a little bit challenging is the unknown. Like if I knew that we were going to get out of there on a certain date and everything was going to get back to normal and okay, we could go out on date night or or whatever, or just like that life was going to somewhat return to how we knew it before at a specific time, I think I could just hang. But there's a little bit of unknown happening.
It's the unknown.
And that's what freaks me out.
And that's the mental component too of like, let's say Ironman or an ultra. Yeah. If you know how much you have left, how far you've gone, you can start to break it down in your head. But the unknown distance, speaking of unknown, when are we going to finish? That brings me back to we go on these, we call them death runs in the Marine Corps.
Sounds fun.
And we just keep, we just keep running till the guy with a sadistic look who was taking us on the run until he got tired. And that guy got tired way after the rest of us did, because there's a certain kind of power that you get, because I inherited this power when I led death runs, is when you see the look of misery on the people that you are leading on this run.
And you get to decide.
It feeds you power. Yep. It feeds you power. And I felt it. But
that's the control part though, right? Because you get to decide and you kind of know, right? So you know how you're feeling, when you get, and that's, I'm good with that.
But when I wasn't in control, when I was getting, the piss hazed out of me and in the pack, then that was miserable because I never knew. You don't know. And so that's the hard part about it. You're right. If I knew for a fact I wasn't going to race Kona this year, or I wasn't going to race anything, and I could count on being inside and not swimming in a pool for another 3 months, at least there would be that finish line or that clock ticking in my head. But I think you're right. You hit right on the head. Is that unknown is the hard part.
Well, I have kind of solved that problem for myself, because I think I mentioned last time we talked that my Trans-Rocky run is going to happen in 2021 now, not 2020. Yeah. And I think Trans-Rockies right now, they haven't canceled it, but my sister and I pushed it out. So for me, that was my big race, and I'm not doing it, and I don't really have anything else on my calendar. I have things I'd like to do. I had some year-long challenge with Brazen Racing, which obviously has been shifted around because they're not doing their races right now. But I'm actually in a place where I'm not waiting anymore, so I can work out or not work out. I'm just working out for the fun of it at this point. I'm not training for anything specific. So that's definitely taken the pressure off, because there was like when I was sick and I was still thinking I might be doing Trans Rockies, I was thinking like, oh crap, I'm going to lose the fitness I had. I can't I can't go do all of my trails that I want to do, all of that stuff. And that's gone. So I hear you for that, like, that unknown thing. And like the idea of training when you may not, cause I'm experiencing that with the exam I'm taking, CPA exam. Like my next section, I passed one, I was taking the next one. It just keeps getting was scheduled for April 28th. Now I'm not going to take it. Then I did it mid-May, and then I heard
keeps pushed.
Yeah. Well, and I heard California might not be reopened by mid-May. So I pushed it out. So, but I still need to study, but I'm kind of like, it's hard to study when you're like, I may not even be doing this thing for 3 months.
Yeah.
Same as working out. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
Am I going to Kona? Okay. Or
when the finish line keeps getting pushed back farther and farther, it's hard to keep the same pace.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that I really like is I discovered Zwift. Have you tried that out before?
Okay.
Biking?
I just...
Ooh, here's a story.
No, it's not. I haven't tried it yet. I've always been like, oh, whatever. F that. First of all, I don't have all the I don't have a Wahoo kicker. I don't have any kind of compu trainer. Since I have like old school regular trainer and a Garmin. So I'm just like, I'm not going to do this. I can't. But now I'm doing it. So I had to order like this Garmin
little sensor,
the little dongle. I had the sensor, the speed sensor, but there's an ant dongle, they call it. It sounds ridiculous, but it's this little
ant dongle.
It sounds awful. I asked Josh, I'm like, do you have an ant dongle? He was like, excuse me.
He's like, what the fuck did you say to me? Excuse me.
He's like, are we having sex now? Like, what's happening? I was like, nope, not sexual. So I just look, in fact, it's right here.
I think that's going to be the name of our episode. Ant dongle.
Ant dongle is not a sexual term. I have it right here, just arrived from Amazon, the little piece that's going to connect my Garmin to Zwift. And so I'm going to get it fired up hopefully this week, by this weekend, and do some rides.
It is fun. I like it. Yeah,
okay.
I like it because I just got one of those fancy trainers. I got a Kinetic R1, and it adjusts.
Speed.
I just got it.
The resistance adjusts automatically, right? Based on what you're doing on the, I'm so jealous. Yeah. I want one of those so bad, but
just get one then.
Well, I don't have a budget for it right
Go around and look for stuff to sell in your house. Even it doesn't have to be necessarily yours, but you can sell it. You can get one of these for $700.
Yeah.
It's like half the price of a Wahoo.
Oh yeah. Yeah. $700 isn't bad. Although.
Yeah. It's not like you have to buy a plane ticket to Colorado this year.
This is true. But both my partner and I our companies have both made cuts because of what's going on. And we both did not. Yeah. We both made the first round of cuts and we still have jobs, but there is that fear of like, what if things kept going for longer and they had to make another round of cuts? That's why we're kind of clamping down a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm really relieved. I'm not buying a plane ticket for Colorado because of this. And so I can't then go buy a trainer and be like, well.
That's the thing. It's like spending now. There's a certain amount that it's good to spend for mental health, for physical fitness, like, investing in like some dumbbells or a kettlebell or something like that. But I hear you.
Oh, believe me.
Extraneous costs.
I was on the website
not fun.
With the trainer, with the trainer, and they had financing. And I was like, I was so close. And I'm like, bitch, what if you lose your job? Just order the freaking dongle for like.
Is that your inner voice? Is that in your inner voice that just snaps? I imagine like a Z snap. Bitch,
what are you doing? What is you doing? So I got the thing that was like $60 instead of the thing that was $700.
That makes sense. No, you'll still be able to do it, and you'll just have to pedal faster when resistance happens. Right. That's fine.
Great.
Or go to higher gear.
I'll just go to a higher gear. Boom. And then that's my plan.
Yeah, works.
So it's fun. I've heard only good about it, and I don't like to spin. And I've heard people say who also don't really like to sit and spin on their bike, that they like it though as Zwift. So
before I had to watch like intense action movies.
We talked about this.
We're talking like
Remember, I was
yes,
on
Marine stacking bodies in the Pacific. Yeah.
And I was Agatha Christie.
Yeah, exactly. You're watching murder mysteries. But with Zwift, I'm able to, God, it sounds like a commercial. With Zwift, no.
Yeah, they should sponsor us.
I can just play the game pedaled and check it out. And it's fun. It's engaging. So I was relieved about that because
Awesome.
There's only so many war movies I can watch, especially with like 2-year-olds or 3-year-olds walking in the room. Like, Dad, why is that guy's arm not on his body? Well, son, he just no, they've never walked in when I'm watching something violent.
Some stuff
but
you can't.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it could happen, definitely. And I'm hoping that with Zwift, I'll actually pick the pace up a little bit on that spinning. So
yeah,
I'm planning to say we should do a ride.
As soon as we figure out how to do that, actually,
Age Groupies ride.
Cool thing. I'm going on a ride this Saturday with one of our past guests, Ed Kenny.
Oh, okay.
Who's doing the 26 and 52. Yeah, shout out to Ed. He's doing 26 half Ironmans this year, and he's raising money for, I think it's called Canines for Veterans, a group that brings service dogs to veterans.
Awesome.
And like I told him, hey man, you picked a shitty year to do a fundraiser, just like I did. But obviously we didn't see that beforehand. He's continuing on doing these every other weekend, and for the times he hasn't been able to get in a pool, he's tethered himself to the side of like an above ground pool and just like swam for 40 minutes straight.
Oh my!
While he's tethered to the side of this thing.
The mental.
Yeah, you thought a treadmill was miserable.
The mental strength of this person is mind blowing. Like I cannot. I wouldn't make it. I would never make it.
Yeah, he's. You know, I gotta hand it to him. He's a tough dude.
I mean,
and I'll be riding with him on. I think he's doing number 10 this weekend. That's the 25th.
All right.
So I'm excited to ride with him. I don't know if I'll go the full 56 miles with him, but I'll give it hell.
Yeah.
See how far I get.
That'll be nice. That'll be super nice. Yeah, and there's just it sounds like it seems like people are really made a concerted effort. I know like my SVTC has the club rides on Zwift now, and on I think Thursday night and Saturday. So people, and then they use I'm gonna forget the name of it. Some other app, not a Zwift thing.
There's a Ruby.
No, it starts with a D, but they can talk so that while you're riding.
Dongle is the only D word I can think of right now.
I hate that thing. The name of it. Yeah, there's like some sort of gaming app really, but so that you could use to talk to the people so they can chat on the ride like we would at the beginning of the other ride.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So how are you doing? What's up with you?
Ooh, well, I am maintaining. I'm looking for new things to do with my kids. I've taken them camping in our backyard. We cook s'mores on the barbecue. I am finding new crafts to do, and I'm not usually a crafty person. Let's see. Oh, my daughter and I, we assembled a little flag together, and it's made out of wood. This company called Flags of Valor that makes full-size, really awesome looking flags.
Oh, cool.
Veteran-owned company. They make a little tiny kit for kids, so it almost looks like the size of popsicle sticks, and you glue on the stripes, and you glue on a piece with the stars, and we painted it and then glued it on, and she was really proud of herself.
Awesome.
It looked cool. Yeah, we did that, and I have become once again a home brewer of not kombucha this time, but ginger beer. So I'm making non-alcoholic fermented ginger soda.
Yum.
Love it. I make it twice as spicy as I think it's recommended because I
like it spicy.
It's just me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gotta be. I need that bite.
Yeah.
I'm making that. I'm growing alfalfa sprouts. I'm making honey-based syrups that my wife will add to her cocktails, or I'll add to sparkling water or to yogurt. And it's really good.
Awesome.
So I guess I'm getting creative in the kitchen, which is fun.
You're like a little what are they called? What are those guys? Hipster. You're turning into like a hipster.
Ooh, yeah. Well, I'm not making kombucha, although I have done that. And I have some water keeper grains that I haven't pulled out yet. So that's it gets ultra hipster.
Yeah, you need some mutton chops. I see that hair.
Yeah, are you admiring my COVID cut? I got my nice mohawk. My wife shaved it in. I was really impressed with it.
It looks good,
I put up
actually.
some pictures on Instagram. Yeah, I like it. Here's the back. Have you seen the back?
Oh my God.
Full on.
It kind of reminds me of like a skunk, although it's not skunk color. It's just that like stripe down to the. It's nice. I need a haircut so badly, but because
you heard it here first, folks. Lindsay called me a skunk. That's cool.
But like
white
and red instead of black and white.
Ooh, yeah, white and red. Okay, I can get behind that.
Well, I had long hair forever, and I wore it only basically in a ponytail or a bun because I was too lazy to do anything with it, and that was the deal. And my wonderful daughter, Jill, who's been on the show way early before you and I were even co-hosts, convinced me to get this like A-line haircut that's like shaved on one side. It's super short. It was really cute. She's like, it'll make you look younger. I'm like, I'm down. So I got that cut like a month before this thing happened.
Yes.
And now it's just growing out, and it's just like this afro now. It's like a lopsided afro because one side's way longer. And I'm just waiting. I'm like, please, dear God, I need this cut. I'm starting to I just wear hats now if I have to go outside anywhere or whatever. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And Josh's hair is getting all long, and he's like, you need to cut my hair. And I'm like, I have never done it.
So, my wife had never cut hair before either, and she gave it hell, and it worked out. The worst thing for a guy is you just get a crew cut.
He would look bad for a guy. Stupid with a crew cut. Oh yeah, God, it would not be good.
Do you have any wigs, or does he have a collection of hats?
He does have hats, yeah.
Well, there you go. It's not that bad. A guy's hair will grow back to what it was in like 3 months tops.
Yeah, I mean, I'm afraid, but it may come to that. It may come to, and I may have to do my own, which is not going to be cute.
Did I tell you that in high school I had a fro? It was.
Oh, was it?
I know the listeners can't see, but out here we're talking bigger than a basketball. It was to the point where at one point my dad picked me up from church and he brought me home. And on the way home, I remember thinking, Dad, this isn't the way home. And we stopped at the barber shop. He's like, you
get in there.
This is embarrassing. Yeah, I was like, okay.
I went to boarding school, and when I came home with dreadlocks, and my mom was like, nope.
How'd that go over?
She cut.
Nope. No.
Nope. She cut them out she cut them out. That's how it went over.
Oh, wow.
She was like, we're done. We're going to just cut this off. I was like, oh, okay. So let's see. You know what I was thinking? It is a bummer that all of us triathletes can't get with our peeps and, do our races and work out together. But this was supposed to be an Olympic year. And
yes,
I was thinking, could you imagine working your whole life and making the Olympic team and working and training and getting ready? And you're only like 6 months out, 5 months out, and they just and they have
like
to
July 2020.
Yep. And then in February or March, they're like, not July 2020. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
That
the next year, maybe.
Yeah, next year maybe. And next year, I mean, like, who knows if, I mean, there's so many things that can go wrong as an athlete in a year. You know what I mean? That where you're like, oh, well, I made the team, but then I got injured in November of 2020 and then I couldn't, or whatever, oh my gosh. So I really feel for those people.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that have been thrown into disarray.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, I feel grateful to have my job. I feel grateful to have my home, my family, my dog Valor, who is laying on the couch behind me.
He's so cute.
So yeah, it's really crazy to see how much our lives were jam-packed with things.
Mm-hmm.
And now that they aren't, kind of what I'm grateful for in this whole thing is the ability to just look around and reset
Mhm.
and examine what I'm doing in life that I want to continue to doing,
Mhm.
or what I'm doing that maybe I don't need to be doing.
Yes.
So it's a nice time for introspection, maybe abundant introspection.
Yeah.
But
No, I agree. I mean, we're talking about sort of a lighthearted side of things because I know people are, obviously people are losing their homes and their jobs and they're dying, and that's super terrifying and sad. But yeah, for my part, I am grateful. I'm grateful for everything I have. But I do have on a daily basis a moment here or there where I'm like, I just want to go do whatever, you know what I mean? And I have to like have a little talk with myself and like, okay, it's all good, or just keep it rolling. And I think for me, a lot of good's come out of it. I mean, I have done a lot of introspection, and I'm getting a chance. I don't have a commute right now, so I get to do like yoga and meditation before work and stuff that I would normally be sitting in my car driving.
Yeah.
So that part's cool.
You know what? You know what I discovered about myself, Lindsay?
What?
Is that I like black licorice better than red licorice. And I found that out because I was going to binge on some, and they had the mix pack that was supersized. Oh, you know what I'm talking about.
For sure.
Got down on that, and I'm like, I think I like these black ones a lot better. It confirmed I do. And so we were having movie night Saturday night, and my wife and I was like, all right, cool. Got the dinner. Now I just need to get some black licorice. They sell it at any gas station. No, they don't. Not the 5 that I went to.
Oh my God.
Walking around like a fiend, just scratching my neck. Be like, hey man, you got any of that black licorice?
Okay, so there's a thing.
Know, I'm risking getting coronavirus for some black licorice in this.
Oh God. So there's a thing that Josh and I used to get back when I ate sugar. I quit, but including licorice. But we used to get this a while back, which is it's like the family size pack of, it's made by Red Vines, but it's nubs. So they're short, and it's got red and black in it. It's got the red twist and smooth red and black. And they're like this big. They're like cut up. And it's just a huge sack of them. So you can just put a giant clump of them in your hand and then just nom, nom, nom. I just love that.
Well, obviously we know red and black is a great combo because that's how Age Groupies is rolling these days.
That's right. Yeah, we are like a fun size pack. I mean, a family size pack of Red Vine nubs.
Yeah, we're the nubs that go into your ear holes every single week talking about ant dongles.
I mean, couldn't they have thought of a better name?
Oh, man. Yeah, well, I guess something had to be called a dongle.
No, nothing needed to be called a dongle. Nothing.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'll give it to you. Speaking of dongles, I want to give a shout out real quick to a couple of our fans and friends, Reese and his wife, Sam, who have been big supporters of my fundraising efforts, which I have not put on hold, but I'm not going full court press on right now. But I just want to say that I want to thank everybody, too, who's donated so far. And whether we get to see the flag carried for Fallen Marine this year or next year, it's going to happen. And it's because a lot of people who listen to the show, a lot of people who have been supporting me. So thank you to everybody, but especially to Reese and Sam, because they're like the #1 fans. And today I just saw a video of Reese. He dyed his hair like red, not like my red, but
actual
like red vine red to match his wife. Yeah, it looks ridiculous, but it's awesome. But they showed me a picture of them with their newly dyed hair flexing with that patch that I have on their hats. So awesome. They're just super cool people. So I just want to give them a shout out.
Did you just call the super fans a dongle though?
Yeah, he's a dongle.
Hopefully he won't rescind his support.
Yeah, exactly. Call Iron Man Foundation to get his money back.
Oh my gosh. What else? What else is going on? Are you doing any like individual challenge? I know you did you did a half marathon.
Yeah, I did a half marathon. That was fun in the rain. Loved it. Binged on some donuts afterwards. Birthday present to myself.
Awesome.
And then I did that Ironman's VR challenge.
Yeah.
They do one. I think they're doing it every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But so speaking of being technically challenged, I did the challenge, but did not have my app connected to the thing, so it didn't count. But it's okay. Not like I was in contention for anything. Right. Let's just say that.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Maybe this weekend I'll have it figured out and put my numbers up there.
Mm-hmm. I think it's cool that they're doing that too, because just to keep us motivated and allow us to like have something to train for and look forward to. I think that's cool. I'm hoping to.
Yeah, it's a shared experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is important.
It's a shared and you know what? And I've heard this before, so this is not an original thought, but if you think of times in human history where we faced crisis before, we've come together. That's our strength as humans, is cooperation.
Yeah.
And in this circumstance, the one thing that we're the best at, cooperating and gathering together, we can't do. We can cooperate, but from afar. So that's why this is extra challenging. And even though for some people it's just sitting at home, the social isolation, that there's a reason why solitary confinement is a punishment
yeah.
within prison.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. Yeah. I mean, it is fascinating to see how different people contend with this and deal with this. But I think my experience overall with people, that I know or see is that everyone has really stepped up to take care of themselves and their loved ones and check in with friends and at least try to connect. And
yes,
that really shows you like how important the connection really is, right? I mean, once,
oh my God, it's so big. Like I'm watching my wife's uncles and aunts who are like in their 70s use Zoom. Right. I'm like, old people trying to use Zoom, shit is desperate.
Yeah, for real though. For real.
Oh, it's great when old people use things like Zoom because they have like the under chin shot where it's like you're just looking up at them like, oh. It's pretty horrendous, but you're like, you know what? They're trying. We're going to give them a pass.
100%. Yeah. I mean, I've been Zooming with both of my parents and, with my daughter. I haven't Zoomed with my son yet. He's a minimalist, let's just say, when it comes to me, when it comes to him. But I've texted with him a little bit, but I Zoom with my sisters and it's awesome. And it's funny because we don't live near each other, so we don't see each other, but we don't do that. We haven't done that before. So it's actually given us a new way to communicate, which I think will carry forward going forward. So that's it's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that is, and you asked me too about other challenges, and this just popped up in my mind. My friend Sean, who's training up for his first half Ironman, it was supposed to be Santa Rosa, and at least it's not happening in May. We know that much.
Yeah, for sure.
We might go ahead and do that socially distanced as we need to, just self-supported. So that might be pretty fun. I've thought about for years just doing self-supported triathlons just for the fun of it, and this might be our chance to try it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not have to go at a breakneck pace, but just enjoy the actual experience more.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Our friend Heidi, friend of the show, Heidi Buttery, has been on the show a few times. She did her own, she called it Iron Buttery. And she did it.
I love that.
I think it was the weekend before last. And she, her husband and her 4-year-old son, were her support. And she went and so they got in their kayaks and she swam out in the I think up by Redwood City in the bay. She swam there and she did like a half Ironman distance. And then she did
Wow, that's awesome.
on the bike, and she was sending us pictures from in her garage, and they had like water bottles they're handing off to her and stuff. And then she ran in a loop near her house, like a 5-mile like loop that she just ran, and she did a whole self-supported
That's
half.
really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's give Heidi another shout out, because she, I think, has the best Instagram I've seen.
Yeah.
She has the happiest I love life smile I think I've seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's pretty awesome. If you don't know Heidi, you could follow her at Ultra Heidi on Instagram, and you'll see some lovely pictures. I mean, some of those trail running pictures, I'm like, dang, they look so great.
She really gets after it. It's impressive.
Well, I mean, we were half hour in. What do you think?
I think we're good, unless you got any challenges that you're doing this year that are virtual or otherwise.
Well, I definitely want to do some form of triathlon. So I may end up having to do something self-supported as well. Just we'll see where we are. I mean, I had originally planned, after I got not doing Trans Rockies, I thought I would do that long ride. That's a 107-mile ride. But I've heard our governor talking about how we may not be able to have groups doing stuff. So it may be a smaller group doing it, or, we'll just have to see what happens. I would consider doing, I'm going to be in Tahoe, supposed to be in Tahoe during the Lake Tahoe half. It's a Lake Tahoe triathlon. So they have a half.
Awesome.
They have a sprint, and they've got an Olympic distance.
Yeah.
And I think I might just, we'll see where I am fitness wise, but I might do like the sprint or the Olympic just for fun if they still have it. And then I just have some riding challenges planned and some trail running, but I'm kind of like waiting to see what opens up. I may just do some things that it'll depend. Like if I can get back in the pool, I would kind of like to do just repeats of some distance stuff. I have some friends that do this where they do like one long swim a month. It's a 10,000 yard swim, which is a lot. I've done it.
Good Lord. 10,000?
It's like 6.5 miles ish, 6.7, something like that. So I have friends that do it monthly. So I was thinking, and then there's this like a 16 to 20 mile trail run. It's a loop. It just depends on where you start. You can run up to the loop and do the loop, or if you park on the loop, it's like 16 miles. So I have friends that do that swim once a month. They do that run once a month, and then they do this 100-mile ride once a month. And so I was thinking of doing the swim and run. I don't know if I can do a 100-mile ride every month. We'll see. But I was thinking of just maybe doing that going forward. So yeah, I'm thinking of doing that just self challenge of those 3 long distances each month, and then the training that would support that.
That sounds awesome. Well, cool.
Yeah.
I'd say we did it. We did it. We gave it hell. So
yeah. And listeners, stay safe, stay healthy. Take care of yourself. Give yourself a break if you feel out of sorts. It's okay. That's kind of the time we're in. It's cool.
Exactly. And I'll give our listeners one piece of practical advice. If you don't have access to a gym, like none of us do, unless you have one at your house, find heavy shit around your house and just pick it up. How about that?
That's a good idea. Yeah. That's an awesome idea.
All right, everyone. Take care.
Okay, guys, we will see you in another week.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Alrighty, that concludes today's episode of the Age Groupies Podcast with me, Lindsay Hiken, and my co-host, Mike Ergo. We really hope you enjoyed it. You can follow the show on Instagram at Age Groupies, join our Age Groupies page on Facebook, and look us up by name, Lindsay Hiken and Mike Ergo on Strava. If you have questions, comments, or topic ideas, feel free to email us at agegroupies@gmail.com. If you enjoy the show, please leave a rating and review on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast, as this really helps us get more exposure while we try to grow this little venture. And of course, if you have friends you think might like the show, please be sure to share it with them. But for now, thanks for listening, and we will talk to you next week.